Alrighty. We have a replay here between Raced and Plague Penguin. Norska and Dark Elves. Looks like we have some Harganeth Executioners. That's interesting. So for Raced, he has been bringing Malice Darkblade recently. It has been the bane of my existence. Whenever we play each other, Malice does slap my tushy. Makes me sad, but Raced is quite good with him. You also have a Deathcaster with Fate of Yuna and Spirit Leech. 4 Blackheart Corsair Handbows. Looks like a mixed front line of Bleak Swords, Dread Spears, and then, of course, 1 Harganeth Executioner. Interesting to see those guys here. We do have a single Witch Elf for their Rampage, 2 Cold One Knights, and 1 Dark Rider. On the other side for Norska, we do have, looks like 2 Ice Wolves, 4 Skin Wolves, 2 Marauders, 4 Marauder Berserkers, 2 Marauder Hunters with Javelins, a Plague of Rust, and Searing Doom Metalcaster, and then Wulfric the Wanderer on horse. That looked weird for a second. On horse with a lot of his buffs, honestly. Sword of Torgald, Hunter of Champions, Fight or Die, and Seafang. Frontline fight is engaged. Skinwolves fighting up against the Cold One Knights and all the Blackheart Corsairs. It seems a little bold, but I suppose... Ooh, yeah, Plague of Rust Overcast brings them down to 30 armor, so those are very squishy Cold One Knights. It looks like the Skinwolves are going to punish them for that. If they take a lot of damage, as long as they don't lose too many models, they can back off and heal, but getting an entire Cold One Knight for your efforts is pretty clutch. Something terrible happened to the Shaman Sorcerer of Metal. I think the Overcast probably hit him twice, and Wulfric is currently trying to snipe out the Sorceress of Death. But she escapes his wrath, as a big Searing Doom will hit a couple infantry here. 1 Cold One Knight has been almost entirely killed, but at the cost of about 1.5 Skin Wolves. Hopefully they can heal up if Blood Penguin is to have pressure in this game. Harganeth Executioners fighting Marauders, absolutely eating through them, but a charge from the Skin Wolves will do decent damage. I'm a little concerned these Blackheart Corsairs are uncontested, though. Ice Wolves and Marauder Berserkers will take down the Cold One Riders, yes. The Dark Riders. Not everything's a Cold One. Anyway, Dark Riders will get pushed off, and that'll leave the Dogs and Berserkers free to get over here. And this is a big old blob. I wonder if Wulfric has Seafang up or not. Because if he has Seafang, that would be just a juicy, just kill all those units. That'd be great. I at least expect a Searing Doom to be over there, because I know Penguin sees it. Sorceress of Death is once again beset by Wulfric. There is a Searing Doom I wanted to see on that blob. Hit it. Yeah, good damage. Very good damage for such a cheap spell. Wulfric continues to chase this lady. He does throw a Seafang down onto the Harganeth Executioners, prioritizing them over the blob, though I suppose the blob is already kind of faltering, so you don't really need to punish it too much more. Harganeth Executioners get hit with a normal Plague of Rust, bring them down to 70 armor, as Marauder Hunter Javelins are throwing in, though the Skin Wolves are getting a way worse part of this trade. Ice Wolves are trying to slow down this lady with their Frostbite. Sorceress of Death is down under 2k HP. At 64 speed, Wulfric's 90 should be able to catch her. As Malice is busy dealing with the frontline fight, he is not here to save the Sorceress of Death from Wulfric. But it looks like Wulfric's also not here to do anything about it. He got distracted. And now he's trying to stop the Blackheart Corsairs, though he is taking a lot of damage for doing so. And he should actually just opt out of here. Balance power's about even. Another Searing Doom is going to hit these Bleak Swords, probably rout them off. The Berserker's not doing so great on leadership, but they might hang in there for now. Shaman Sorcerer Metal is almost dead. Dark Riders chasing off a Skin Wolf is a great trade for them. Meanwhile, these other Skin Wolves and Norsean Ice Wolves are trying to catch up to that Sorceress of Death. Stop her from Spirit Leeching that Shaman, because if she Spirit Leeches him one more time, he's just outright dead. Wulfric's running over. If he has Hunter of Champions, that provides enough of a slow that the Skin Wolves can catch her, so I wonder if he has it up. There it is. Yeah, she's down to 51 speed, so the Skin Wolves will catch up to her. Malice is still beset by random infantry. Skin Wolves and Marauder Berserkers are pushing into the back line, trying to get onto these Blackheart Corsair Handbows, but I'm very interested what happens with this lady. She's trying to get back in range for another Spirit Leech, and if she can get one off, then she can die. Yeah, she did it. Okay, so now if she dies, it's not such a big deal. Like, at least you took out the enemy caster with her. And dead. Both casters are going to be dead. I really don't see how she escapes from this one alive in any capacity. And the Berserkers keep trying to chase down the last of the Dark Elf infantry. I don't know where these guys are going. Oh, they're chasing Skin Wolves that are just running away. Tracks. That lady died, and Malice is now under attack. Hunter of Champions is on cooldown, though. We know that for a fact. So Wulfric's just relying on the Sword of Torgald to give him extra damage. About 800 weapon strength, though not a lot of it is armor piercing, and Malice does have an impressive 110 armor. Wulfric's going to back off. He'll probably only want to take that fight again if he has Hunter of Champions up. Meanwhile, Skin Wolves and Norskin Ice Wolves continue to beat down Malice and these Blackheart Corsairs. Skinwolves might want to back off and just get some of their HP back, though. Marauder Berserkers in the backfield are getting run down and skirmished. Not having a fun time for themselves. And Malice is charged once again by Wulfric the Wanderer with Fight or Die and Sword of Torgald still active. Sword of Torgald lasts apparently a very long time. Malice is getting low, though he can turn into J'zarkan. We all know that that is coming. You'll see that balance of power take a massive spike in the Dark Elf's favor when he transforms. Wulfric and the Skinwolves continuing to beat him up. Though he does pop the blood price. Does a little damage to himself, but it's plenty worth it. Wulfric opts out now that he sees that his support is about to fade away. He just doesn't want to be here, and instead he'll bail out his Marauder Hunters, getting rid of the chaff that besets them. In the backfield, we have some almost dead Cold One Knights of 97 HP. They will not last very long, and these Skinwolves are fighting to the very end. What the hell? They start to run now with 11 models. They can heal a ton, but Malice is actually not about to let them go. Other Skinwolves are coming. If Wulfric... Hunter Champions will be up soon. I wonder if he waits to put that onto J'zarkan rather than Malice. Okay, he throws... This is very interesting. Hunter Champions is down. If he transforms, does it fade? God, that's OP. Alright, Hunter Champions cooldown was entirely wasted. I was wondering if it worked that way. Because J'zarkan's considered a new character, so Hunter of Champions isn't on him. Balance power spikes up, all of a sudden the Dark Elves are massively in the lead, and I would agree. But now the forces of Norscar are just going to try and wait out J'zarkan. At least wait until Hunter of Champions is back off cooldown. That's going to be a long time. So a bit of a whoopsie there. Definitely wanted to wait and chuck J'zarkan down when he transformed into... Sorry, Hunter of Champions down until he was transformed to J'zarkan. Norse is looking real thin. Real thin. Skinwolves and Berserkers will take out this Dreadspear that was actually quite healthy, so that is a big damage trade for them. But J'zarkan's still after Wulfric, and I don't know if Wulfric can get away. Throws down Fight or Die for all of his troops around him. They mulch through the Hargoneth Executioners, the Dreadspears, and the Dark Riders. A lot of dead stuff there, and Wulfric did manage to avoid J'zarkan for now. Marauder Hunters with Javelins, with no ammunition, trying to rejoin the fight. Skinwolves trying to regenerate up as well. And where are those hand bows? 2 volleys left on this one, 0 on the other. And then in the very far distance, 11 ammunition on an almost dead one. Wulfric, what do you have? Do you have Sea Fangs left? You have 2 Sea Fangs left? Wulfric! Wulfric, you gotta use those! Alright. One of his Sea Fangs should for sure go onto that super wounded hand bow just to get rid of it so that it can't kite him. And then probably onto that healthy one as well. Wulfric is in. He's doing a bit of fighting. He just wants to avoid J'zarkan for now. Especially the Bloodstorm up. That damage resistance is brutal. So once Bloodstorm wears off, there it is. Malice is on cooldowns. You could chuck Hunter of Champions on him and take the fight. Especially while he's surrounded by Marauder Berserkers. Nice Sea Fang through some of these guys. Just trying to do some damage to them. But this is probably your best moment to hit J'zarkan. If you have your cooldowns up, which I imagine you do. Reaper of Souls hits everybody around here. It's going to heal up Malice. But Wulfric can't avoid this fight for too much longer. Seeing his Skinwolves are trying to sandwich in some Dread Spears. Take them out. The Skinwolves do take a lot of damage on that charge. Berserkers continue to do battle with all of these Druchii. Though the Black Orchestra Hambos have 80 armor, which can't be understated. Berserkers aren't the best at cleaving through armor like that. Skinwolves unfortunately shatter. Bounce power goes further in the favor of the Dark Elves. Wulfric hasn't used Hunter of Champions for a very long time, so it's definitely off cooldown, though I don't know what he can do about it. He might be waiting for Sea Fang to just, like, cleave through this guy and get them to mass route, but I don't know. I don't think you can wait out J'zarkan. He does way too little damage to himself, like it's not enough damage to wait for it. And he does at last through on the Hunter of Champions, Fight or Die, and Sword of Torgald, giving all of his guys around here leadership buffs, but it's just not enough as J'zarkan hits him in the face. Knocks him out. GG. Malice did fantastically, as he usually does. Hargoneth Executioners, unfortunately not great, but I think they're there in case of Marauder Champions. Cold One Knights, also not great. Deathcaster, not a ton of value. Witch Elves, I didn't even notice them in the fight, but the Black Corsair Handbows did amazingly well. Dark Riders did well, and the Chaff died. Wulfric did fine, 1600 value. Plague of Rustcaster paid for himself, so pretty alright. Skinwolves, mixed, but overall fine. Berserkers and Marauders, mixed, but overall paying for themselves are a little bit more. Marauder Hunters Javelins did good. Norscan Ice Wolves did good. GG's. Rawr.
Subscribe, yes, yes.